Hello guys, Lenken here, and this will be the day 2 of the beginner's tutorial. I will make 4 or 5 of these, and then I will go back to more hardcore content for the endgame players. But today the senior players don't have to follow this. You most likely know all of this already. Today we will discuss territory and capital takeovers, diplomacy, and basically what is the purpose of the game. You want to enter the center, get to that heart of Tenebris basically. And to do so, you need to have some strategic thoughts on how to get territories that will make you reach that goal. And in the beginning, you will end up with a level 1 capital like this one, for example. And if you have a capital, which you always have in the start, you can only take other capitals that are adjacent, that are next to the one that you have. There is an exception to this rule. That's why I say if you have a capital, because it's actually possible to remove all your territories, all your capitals. And if you don't have a single territory or any capital at all, you can actually choose to attack wherever you want on the map. So you can move basically to the other side of the map, but only to the same territory level as you currently have managed to be at before. So if you haven't beaten a level 3 bridge, you can't get to a level 4 territory. But it's no problem for you to get to a level 2 territory on the other side of the map if you don't have any capitals or territories at all. This is a little advanced feature. I won't discuss too much about that today, but I mentioned it more in details in another video. You have to find that one if you are interested in moving your guild to the other side of the map. It's a good idea to do that if you see a lot of really strong guilds next to you. Then maybe it's not so smart to be standing in the middle of these strong guilds. But basically, if you have one capital like this, you can take another one, and you want as many as possible for several reasons. Basically, if you click on the guild button, you can see on the left bottom side it says we have 12 out of 12 territories. Currently we have maxed out the amount we can take, and the amount of territories a guild can have depends on the research level you have reached. You will get more territories after a while once you boost these research facilities, so always help out and donate whenever you can. It's actually worth it. Not using gems, but use your gold. You will get a lot of tokens, guild tokens, that will help you level up a hero like Sadaharu, for example. So go in here and just donate daily. Really important for your guild and really important for you as well. So once you want to take over a territory, you choose one, and then you can start by actually checking the world map to see where is the strategic locations which are best. If they are gray marked, means someone else already have taken that territory. If they don't have any color, like Alderfell, for example, then you can take it if you have another territory next to it. You can choose to scout to see exactly how strong the opponents will be. You will get in the message field you scouted Alderfell here. Then you can click on the button on the right side here, and then you can see the amount of waves and the power of each mob. These are computerized opponents. And then you just choose to attack, and once you attack, the guild button will start to glow, and that's when you click as well and click join, and everyone try to help out and take out those territories. But to take out capital before you attack it, if you're strong enough, you can attack it directly. It's no problem attacking the capital at once. But you should know there are 3 Crystallix forts in each of these areas. And it's a really good idea to take them out first, because if you don't, the opponents that are located here, you can check them out as well. Although these will actually run in to the capital and assist if you don't take them out first. So it's easier, just take them out one by one, and once they are dead you can heal up, and then you can just fight that single capital. It will be easier. If you don't think that will be a problem anyways, just nuke at once. You can't wait too long though. If you take a Crystal X fort, it will take just a couple of minutes, and then it will actually regain health again, and then can help to assist again. So once you need to be quite fast and organized, take out those forts, and once they are downed, you heal up really fast, and then you attack the capital and throw in as many team members as possible as well. You want to take those capitals for two reasons. If you click on guild and then territory, you can actually see we are getting a lot of guild tokens daily. These are daily rewards for each of these capital or territory that we own. And depending on the level of the guild, or the capital, sorry, you will get a different amount of tokens. So a level 7 capital will give you 96 tokens, and a level 6 one will give you 78 tokens in this case. So you want these tokens daily, so that's why you want to max out the amount you can take. And besides that, you will actually get a lot of global bonuses like this, and those will depend on what capitals you choose to take. Every capital has some specific extra bonus, like this capital has a capital bonus that adds 4% attack power for rangers. So you can check out, every capital have some different bonuses for this. It's also important trying to take over capitals as fast as possible, because if you don't, some other guild will, and then you are in trouble, because if you're trying to take it after they have taken it, they can always reinforce or defend their own capital, and by doing so, let's check one of ours. Like here, this is one capital that we own. I can choose to reinforce, and then I will put in my strongest army, and then you need to attack my army as well, besides the other mobs that already are inside these capitals that are very strong from start. So do not hesitate taking over capitals. You need to push, be really fast, and after a while you will notice that you will get stuck maybe at a level 2 area territory, and you won't be able to reach to the next area where there are level 3s, and that's because you need to take the corresponding bridge or gate like this one, and these won't be able to open until you wait until a specific time. It can take up to 2 weeks for one of these gates to open until you can get to the next territory area. You need to beat one of these gates to be able to take a territory on the next area. So you don't need to own a territory like Gearinghelm. You don't need to own it to attack the bridge. So let's say you own Kenocton next. You don't need to take Gearinghelm and then go down to Geartown. You just need to attack that gate, and then you can actually take an adjacent territory that is level 3, like Slow Wrath and Cover Point, if you have taken the gate. So basically you can jump over the rivers and mountains, but you need first of all take over those gates or bridges. So some ideas on how that works. Try to get diplomacy working. You have I'm not a guild leader now, so I can't show you too much about that, but the guild leader and officers can choose to declare war against someone or make it another guild neutral or an alliance. Try to get as many alliances as possible from the start. If it helps you, if you're really strong, you probably don't want someone that can stop you from progressing. But otherwise, it's really good having as many as possible will help you. So some info about the territories and how that works. There's a lot of things to discuss when it comes to territories. I will have to leave it at that for now, and just give you some info on how far I reached at day 2. I had 56,000 in power, and 40k was my main team's power. My main team, then that's my five strongest heroes. Basically, they had 40,000 when I ran around and farmed those army camps. And I had gotten one more rare hero, a blue background hero, and that was Magla, by doing some Catacombs. And I actually got stuck at Throne Room 12 because I needed 637,000 gold. So I had to wait to do the upgrade until the very next day. So that will be in the day 3 video then. So I didn't push too hard. But I want to mention a few more things that is good to know. When it comes to those rooms, if you click on a room and hold your finger on it for a while, you can actually switch where you want to put your rooms. So you can organize them better. And the bigger rooms will actually give you more. So as you can see, you get 20% more if you do put your gold or moon dust gold foundries or moon dust factories in the bigger rooms. Basically, you will get more. These medium rooms will give you 10%, the biggest room will give you 20%, and the small won't give you anything at all. When it comes to mining, I want you to know that depending on the amount, the throne room level, you will be able to send out more and more troops. Like I can have 4 troops that I can send out to mine if I want to. You will probably have 1 or 2 in the beginning that you can mine with. And when you mine, there are actually 2 heroes that are really good for this. And one of them is Khalil. He will give you, for each hero that you have in your team, depending on the amount of stars they have, when you mine together with him, you will get a lot more gold or moon dust in when you mine. So this is one of the best when it comes to mining. He gives a really nice bonus. Try to have as many with the highest amount of stars mining together with him, and you will get a lot more rewards by doing so. The second one is Grimr, and the second uncommon tank, which will increase the speed by a lot, 33%, once you get high enough on his star level. So it will actually increase depending on the amount of stars these heroes have. So really good for mining these 2 heroes. When it comes to Harbingers, if you have reached level 12, then you will probably be able to start attacking those Harbingers. Not really, and that's Harbingers are the mini bosses in this game. You will be able to see them from time to time on the map, but they are not so important doing early on. They cost 20 energy, and if you can't really do so much damage, it actually won't be worth it. So like here's a Harbinger. So I would recommend you to skip them for the first couple of days until you can do some more serious damage. You will start getting those lunar emblems, and those lunar emblems, they are really valuable. You want to save them though, and really important to not do this mistake. It's when you start getting lunar emblems and you have some like Daveva and it starts to say that you can upgrade her abilities, and you think like, yeah, this is one of those heroes I want to focus on, let's upgrade her ability. And then you spend those lunar emblems, but then you also spend those Daeva fragments that you really need to save to star up your heroes. So do not upgrade your abilities too early on. Really important, because you want to save your fragments for your star up on your heroes. Once you have reached like 6 star would be the optimum, but maybe once you reach 4 or 5 star, you maybe can do 1 or 2 upgrades on your abilities, but really don't waste them on in vain, because for each ability upgrade you do, you will basically lose at least 1 week of star upping Daeva, for example, or even 2. So you lose a lot of time if you waste your fragments on upgrading abilities. I usually try to use them early on. I only upgrade uncommon heroes abilities, since it's easy to farm in the dungeon those fragments, like I mentioned this as well in a video, the top 4 uncommon heroes that you should focus on. Khalil is one of them, for example. So no problem spending your lunar shards on these guys or lunar emblems. But then again, lunar emblems are really expensive stuff. Don't use them on heroes you don't planning to use as an end game play, basically, because they are really, really important and really hard to come by. I also want to mention one more thing, and that's in the Catacombs. I mentioned in day 1 video that you want to save 7 keys basically for the epic and legendary heroes that are shown up on Saturdays and Sundays. And for the senior and endgame players, that is surely the case because we have maxed up all our other heroes. But since the update, they made some changes in the game where you can no longer get Dr. Wolfgang and Sadaharu, and the heroes you can get now are actually a bit weaker. So I would say of the Sunday farms, you want, of course, Daeva, really important, and maybe you want to do farm, you want that legendary, then you want to get Alice as well. And Halbjörn, quite good actually. But other than that, there are a few actually rare heroes like these two, Lucretia and Magla, that are much better than the epic heroes that you can get on Saturdays. So these are the ones you want to focus on. And if you have some extra, then you can start doing the other heroes. Assassin's always nice in the game, but you have a few that are not as strong, like Nicole and Orlin. Then I would prefer farming Lucretia and Magla, basically. Was also a good call, since I mentioned you get also those opals really valuable early on. That will be it for this one, day 2. Stay tuned for day 3, guys. Bye.